the kid. Your main man here, Double H Half Hope. Here, of course, with Javan, Devo, and Leeks just woke up. So he will be here when he be here. So guys, how have you been? How has your last few days been? Anything interesting to comment on?
Yeah, it was my birthday 2 days ago. So yeah.
Happy birthday. So how old are you now? 40 something, 16? How old?
27
years young.
Yeah,
27
right.
27 for the 10th year running.
Okay, like I know that your height says that you're 7, but I know that your drinking habits and your attitude says that you're pushing 50. So
somewhere in the middle, yeah.
What about you, Javan? How goes life to you, Mr. Dear Javan? How goes your life?
Yeah, it's been a good day today. A busy day.
Good day. How come?
No, I've just been getting some stuff done. Starting up a business.
Yeah.
Oh, tell us more. What's business? Is this business legal or illegal?
No, it's very legal. It's very legal. I am opening a hair shop.
That's exactly what someone who's doing an illegal business would say.
I'm opening a hair shop.
Yeah, it's very legal. So you're opening a hair shop.
I'm
you
opening a hair
Hope
shop.
to go there. Hope you should go down there.
Chill.
Well, it's not going to be a physical shop.
You can advertise for you.
It's going to be an online shop.
Relax, chill. Wait, okay, so you're going to be doing people. So this is a hair salon you're opening up.
No. It's an online hair shop where you can buy hair products.
Nice. Okay. Nice.
Can it help with my balding?
If someone makes products for it, I guess. But I'm literally talking to a couple people now that have products, and I'm gonna create the store as a marketplace for hair products. That's the goal down the line.
Well, guys, if your girlfriend needs some hair done, or if you're balding like me, man, Javan will be opening up a sexy new shop. So, guys, thank you for sending your questions. A lot of questions were sent in. Some were strange, some were explicit, but quite a few of them were actually quite good. And of course, Devo had to sift through all the nonsense and give us quality questions. So, without further ado, let's head to our first question of the day, which is from Mr. Hassan Ahmud, who says, who would win in a fight? Oh, wow. So this is like, damn, okay. So, Eto'o v Drogba, Kante v Ribery, Giroud v Cristiano, Messi v Ozil, Ibrahimovic v Toure, Ramos versus Diego Costa. What? Pulisic versus Flowers.
That's what, how did this make it?
That is one of the most random fights I've ever seen in my life. And I actually know who would win. Cruz versus Nadal. Athleticism, personality, street cred, any traits can be used for analysis. Okay, so let's start. Eto'o versus Drogba. You see, I am pushing towards Drogba, but I think Eto'o is more athletic, so Eto'o could maybe use some kicks and some thingy movements. I think Drogba's pure strength and his height, I think Drogba would just about give it. And also Drogba is really good at faking injury, so he could very easily fake an injury. Eto'o will get surprised by it, and then boom, Drogba will just give him. So I go for Drogba.
You know, I'm leaning towards Drogba, but I do think Eto'o would give him one hell of a fight. Eto'o has something about him that makes you think, you know what, he would play dirty. He would do what he needs to do to win that fight. If you stamp on a man's balls, bite him, whatever. It seems like Eto'o would do that. But I think Drogba wins just because of sheer physicality.
Javan?
This actually kills me. You know, this question, Devo, how
this is a good question, man. This is a good question. It's creative. I like it.
Oh my gosh. I'll say Drogba.
Okay. Now, see, I love Kante, but this would be a lubrication. Because first off, Kante is a peaceful person. Ribery looks like he literally could grab the asshole of a bear out of a rectum and eat it for dinner. Ribery looks like if he was born, lives, and breastfeeds on the streets. So, and Kante looks like even if you were to put a shotgun in Kante's face about to blow his head off, Kante would just want to say, hee hee. So
But you know
Ribery
what?
would. I mean, and I love, but Ribery would completely, totally
You know,
destroy Kante.
there's one of the most peaceful people I ever known. This guy in school called Yusuf. He was peaceful until they messed with his family, and then he took out like 5 guys in one go. And someone hit him with like a big piece of wood that kind of stuck in his head. He just kept going. I think Kante might have a little bit of that about him. You know, I think Kante, he's nice, but you press his buttons, he will switch, and ain't no one gonna be able to stop it. So once he sees the red, he's gone. Just let him go. Don't try and stop him. So I
Let's
think,
say, don't underrate Kante.
but Ribery, Ribery ain't really got nothing to lose, has he? I mean, it's like, who's going to be afraid of taking hits in the face when you face a lot like that? Do you know what I mean? You're just going to take them. You're not going to be like, oh, don't hit me in the face. So, my face is mashed up anyway. So I think Ribery will be, man, I'll go with Ribery.
Uh,
Okay.
I'll
Javan?
have to say Kante because if you look at if we're gonna use the his how he moves on the pitch, and he's very good at what he does. So I'm gonna have to say that Kante, will hold up Ribery if we're gonna use those traits that he has on the pitch.
Javan, have you
another
seen
thing.
what Ribery looks like?
Yeah, but I know I'm not taking that away from Ribery. Ribery is a scary guy, and he looks scary, but
One thing though, if Kante headbutts Ribery, it's over.
Yeah, true.
If Kante can land the headbutt, it's over.
No, I think all the world's secrets are in Kante's head. Basically, in Nigeria, we call it, if anybody's Nigerian, we call it an ogo. Basically, an ogo is when you have this kind of bit part of your head. So the bigger this part is, the bigger your ogo is. So if Kante went to Nigeria, they say, man, that guy has an ogo 160. So that's the thing there. So let me just quickly this. So as it says that a video came up. Oh my God! See, why are guys attacking me, man? We're having a nice lovely thing. A video came up on my YouTube feed titled "HH Team of the Decade." Can the Dugout guess who Ella left out of the team? Hence, Robin made that team. Yes, I left out Christina. Deal with it. It is what it is. It's my thing. The heck?
Bogus.
I'm trying to say, do you use the eye test of achievements more while ranking all players? Whom do you think will generally be rated better between Leo and Cristiano in the future? Hard to say. But if I was using the eye
That's a
test,
good
I'll probably
question,
say Messi.
Yeah, but then you know what? Yeah, I think if people are using the eye test, it probably would be Messi. But then you could put together a whole load of video evidence of Cristiano Ronaldo doing just stupid things on the pitch.
It wouldn't. There was a season where every other goal that Messi scored was a chip.
Yeah.
Messi scored 5 goals in a Champions League game. Some of the stuff that's, if you show the show of Messi, be like, this guy's an alien. This guy was regularly beating 4-5 grown men.
Yeah.
5
but
and so was Ronaldo.
You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if anyone ever saw the anime from a long, long time ago, King of Fighters, with Terry Bogard. But basically, it was about like this kid who found the armor of Mars or whatever, the Greek god of war, and he became a god. Terry Bogard's just a human, but he managed to beat him. That would be CR7 and Messi. Messi is this god who was just given these talents, and CR7 worked his ass off to be like the best human footballer, and they kind of had this battle. But I think Messi will come out on top.
So Giroud versus Cristiano.
Cristiano.
I would say, and honestly, I know whatever I will say, you dumbass fanboys will get me, but here is my logic here. Because Cristiano cares so much about his image and stuff, and because I see that there's a bit of a edgy streak about Giroud, I think Giroud would win this. I don't think Cristiano looks like a guy that can handle himself in a fight. I think Giroud is one of those guys where he may look like, but if you want to thug it out, I think Giroud can thug it out. And I think just Giroud's movement and his height as well. His height, I think Giroud beats. Because remember, muscles is just image. Muscles doesn't necessarily equate thuggery. So that's my thing. I think Giroud beats Cristiano because Cristiano would be worried about his face getting messed up.
I think Giroud is is one of those pretty boys too as well. You know, like he's he has an image to keep up to. You know, he could have been a model if he wasn't a footballer.
That's very true. That's very true. But I think if Giroud versus Cristiano happens before Messi versus Ozil, I'll go with Giroud. But if that fight's after Messi versus Ozil, I'm going with Cristiano Ronaldo. Because if he sees Messi beat up Ozil, there's no way Cristiano wants to go out first round. No way.
Okay.
But
Messi,
yeah,
Ozil.
I think Giroud. For me, Giroud will win in that fight.
All right. Messi versus Ozil.
Same thing. If Messi's before Cristiano and Cristiano goes through, no way Messi loses that.
It's a tough one, you know. What happened with Ozil and Kolasinac with those?
Actually,
Ozil drove off. So Kolasinac.
Oh
no.
yeah, so then Messi.
Easily Messi.
Yeah,
It has to be
Kolasinac
Messi.
will have to jump in and beat up Messi for it.
Messi has I've seen Messi do some stuff on the pitch before. Like Ozil has been this. Ozil literally, he doesn't even change expression. It's the same. I've seen Messi do some things and he's no, I think that this guy's got a little bit of street in him. So Messi for me.
Yeah, I'll go with Messi. But Ozil's always ill.
True. Ibra Viture.
This is a battle.
He's a black belt.
This is a battle. I'll go Ibra.
No. Ibra is a black belt.
Yeah, but Yaya's a big guy.
Doesn't matter. The fact
that's an
Ibra is I think Ibra is taller than Yaya Toure, and he's a black belt.
Yeah, Ibra would probably win the whole thing. To be fair.
Yeah, easy. He's the only guy that I could actually probably fight. Now this is good. Ramos v Diego Costa.
Oh, they're both hotheads.
You know what? I will always go with the guy that is crazy.
Yeah.
Costa is crazy, and he's lying about his age. I'm going with Diego Costa.
But
Costa,
I think Costa
sure.
is crazy. But I think if it came down to an actual scrap, he wouldn't want it. I think he gives it because no one gives it back. But if Ramos gave it back to him, I don't think he would want it.
Or do you think Ramos will do the Salah on Costa?
I think Ramos. All we know about this fight, it would be a dirty fight.
Very dirty.
The rules will go out the window. This is a fight to the death. But I got a feeling Ramos would do it.
Okay. Well, I'm going with Costa. Javan?
Costa.
Okay. I don't even know how to even assess this. Like, this is so weird. Like, Hassan, thank you, but this is so. Okay, look. Based on what I know of Terry's, I think before he became a banker, this guy is actually already rich. I think he's already. This man is rich, by the way. So this man was actually rich before YouTube. So look, he has money. I've seen the kind of stuff he has. So, but before he got into banking, he represented the UK in. I don't know whether it was karate or.
I think it's either karate or taekwondo. One of those.
Yeah, he was doing a belt in something. I just can't remember.
Yeah, what it was. So similar to Ibrahimovic, he actually has fighting experience and he's bigger than Pulisic. So for me, Terry would win based off of that.
Terry.
Super weird.
Terry.
But then if Pulisic sniffs cocaine, though, it depends. So that's the thing. Toni Kroos versus.
Which Nadal is this?
Yeah, so my mind was Rafa Nadal.
Yeah, but if it's the footballer Nadal, his uncle, then Kroos, because he's well old.
Yeah. So okay, so if it's obviously it must be the one that's known. If it's Rafa Nadal, then I'm going with Nadal because he's stronger and more athletic.
Yeah, I'll go with Nadal. Because the way he swings those backhands, boy.
No, he's not the guy is a brute.
I've seen the way how Nadal looks. He just looks like he's on stuff anyway. So I'll have to go Nadal.
All right. Beston, this is Memphis' last game for Leon. He's going to BVB. Beston, who do you get your news from? Because you're the guy that says that Sancho was definitely going to United. Whoever you get your news from is a complete brick. Do you follow news or something? All right, guys. Next question.
Gone to United yet?
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
He's going.
The guy just gives me bogus things. The guy just tells lies, man. From Chris Umpofu, who says, "Is Raphael Varane underrated? Most decorated 27-year-old." You see, I hate this when people say this. Has won 4 UCLs, 3 La Ligas, 3 Club World Cups, 3 UEFA Super Cups. 3 Spanish Super Cups, 1 Spanish Cup, and is just entering his prime and a World Cup for HH. Now, see, before I go to you guys, see, what do people say the most decorated? I think Arbeloa has almost every single title.
Yeah.
Arbeloa has a World Cup, a Euros, UCL. Oh, good morning, sir. Ekaro, sir.
Wow.
Ekaro, Bounty.
Guys, man, but we are fine.
He's been drinking.
Augusta,
He's been on the rum. It's Jamaica Independence Day. He's been on the Ray and Nephews.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Okay, look, man. We're doing. Actually, you already missed the first question, so that's on you. So, guys, Raphael Varane. So yeah, okay. So if I just say this for me, I would say that he isn't underrated. This is the thing with Varane. First of all, don't use the titles argument because Arbeloa has numerous titles and Arbeloa is from the road. Varane he's a defender who is dependent on who he's partnered with. If you put, I've seen Varane next to Militao or next to someone who isn't Ramos or Umtiti, and he looks very shaky. So Varane is still a good defender, but I will not call him an elite defender. And for me, don't bring in titles to say a guy's underrated because first of all, I say, which team did you play for? Which players within that team? Who was the manager? Okay, so
but Umtiti's not an elite defender.
No.
He's a good defender, but he's not elite. He's not in the same as Ramos.
Okay. So see, to that I will see. This is what I want to add: the system as well. The system that Deschamps plays with France is a system that caters to defenders because it's a defensive system and guys sitting deep, so they have a lot more protection. But if let's say Varane and Umtiti or Varane and Militao or Varane and like Zuma were in an attacking system like a Real Madrid system, Varane would be exposed and he would not look as good as people think he is. So Varane is dependent on the system or if he's partnered with an elite defender.
I don't know. No, I'm not going to say he's underrated because I think most people do rate him. Maybe Have Hope doesn't. I'm not sure, but I kind of get the impression he doesn't really rate him as high as most people.
Oh, no. I rate low. I rate him highly. I do rate him, but
maybe not as high as a lot of other people. But what I'm saying, I think a lot of people do actually rate him highly when they talk about the best centre backs in the world. Say top 5, definitely top 10. They're always going to mention Varane. Maybe if only for his achievements, but they're going to mention it. And I don't think when you look at when Jose brought him into the Real Madrid side, replaced Pepe with him, and maybe he hasn't pulled up the trees that we expected him to do at that point because he had, as a young defender, he had pretty much everything you needed. And right now we're not talking about him as the best defender in the world. So maybe he's underachieved from our expectations, but he's definitely, for me, a world-class centre-back. In a world where there's not many world-class centre-backs, I would have him in my top 5.
100%. I don't think he's underrated. I think when people are saying, do you think he's overrated? I think it's because they're trying to put him alongside Van Dijk and say he should be the best in the world. But I think not being the best in the world doesn't mean that you're underrated. You're still in that class. Do you know what I mean? Van Dijk's at the top of the class. You're in the same class, but you're a little bit further back. But I think Varane, I think it's unfair to say that you can't use what he's won because he was integral to a lot of those trophies. So it's not like Arbeloa, who was sitting on bench and picking up trophies. That's a slightly different thing. Varane was playing a key role in winning a lot of those trophies that you see on the screen. So I think he isn't underrated. I think he's rated very highly, and he should be. I think he's probably rated as he should be by most people.
Javine?
I've always wondered why no one really speaks of him much. It's always this Van Dijk, and he's been going unnoticed, and he's won all these things. But like you said, Hope, there's other players that's won it all. Like Kingsley Coman, I think he's won quite a lot of stuff, but
he's not well. He's not well.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So you can win a lot of stuff. You can be a part of a team that's won a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you are world class. I I wouldn't say he's bad. I would say he's definitely a very good defender. But like you said, people say, you can only do what's in front of you, and he's been in this Real Madrid team next to Ramos, so we won't actually know. But he has won a World Cup, and
But then people like to criticize Ramos. People say Ramos isn't world class. When Ramos isn't this, he's erratic.
Yeah, but that's Liverpool fans.
No, but it's not. But I've heard, fair enough. It's probably more Liverpool fans than anyone else. But any criticism around me, he gets a lot of yellow cards, blah blah blah. Someone must be doing something right at the back for Real Madrid to win all the titles that they are winning.
So I wouldn't say it's a tough one, but I wouldn't say he's trash. He's definitely a very good defender. So I would say he's underrated because no one really speaks about what he's done. So I would have to say he's underrated.
Okay. This one's for Neeks.
Yeah, man.
I'm your critic. Neeks, GOAT West Indies batsman in your opinion?
Come out of here with that.
Me.
Football dugout.
One.
I
It's
think
a football dugout.
I think
Neeks, be very quick with this question. I'm also shout back to the best bowler.
I think Viv Richards is the best batsman in West Indies history, but the greatest has to be Brian Lara.
Brian Lara. Next.
You can't go wrong.
Actually, his video game
Next
was
question.
pretty good though. His video game was pretty
Next question. Football
Brilliant.
dugout. Come on.
Damn, man. Look at this.
Sports dugout.
good. Yeah, no. We're moving on,
sports
man.
dugout.
Moving on, please.
That's just saying away.
This is not a croquet dugout, man. Sorry. So, what talented players do you think did? What the heck? So, what talented players do you think did not get the big club move that they deserve? Example: Wilfred Zaha.
Zaha did get the big club move. He did get the big club move. It just didn't work out for him. But the only one, the biggest one that stands out whenever I see a question like this is Matthew Le Tissier. I think Matthew Le Tissier, how he spent his entire career at Southampton makes no sense. Like, there's loyalty and then there's lack of ambition. Do you know what I mean? He was one of the best players in the league for many years, and spent his entire career at Southampton. It's crazy. If you viewers have never seen Matthew Le Tissier, go and watch videos of him. He was doing things on his own for Southampton against big teams as well. I mean, back then they were beating Man United every time they played them. It was like a bogey team for Man United. Didn't they beat 5-something at the Dell? And Ferguson
And then they changed their kits at halftime.
Ferguson blamed it on the kit.
They changed their kits at
Changed kit at
halftime.
halftime. Yeah. No, Matthew Le Tissier comes into my head.
Actually, you know what? I will probably, even if and listen, he was the reason why I began to follow Chelsea. Zola, But remember, this was pre Abramovich Zola. This was when Chelsea were just like 6th, 7th, coming back in the day and everything. And I just felt that, even then I felt, no, Zola, this guy, he's too good for this team. And I felt that Zola should have been playing for some of the biggest teams, because for me, personally, one of the best players that I've ever seen personally. And the reason why I followed Chelsea, like, Zola was of a different class. And I just felt that this guy was far too good for Chelsea and should have been playing at like one of the best clubs. And I don't think that Zola ever got the credits that he deserved. So,
Steven Gerrard, what a shame!
Neeks. She took the words out.
Did you not say Steven Jeremiah Gerrard?
Didn't win a Premier League title. He could have had a chance to go Chelsea, and he decided to stay for loyalty. Innit? Oh, what a shame!
He didn't stay for loyalty.
He stayed for the safety of his family.
To save his family. Yeah.
Oh, please!
Safety of his
Really?
family.
Threats?
Yeah.
They're gonna kill his family, man.
Honestly, I think Okocha.
PSG.
Yeah, but
They weren't really a big club back then.
they were PSG back then. They weren't big. They weren't that big at all. I think
Maybe Bolton was his level.
And he was more talented than even the example he gave him. In Wilfred Zaha, much more talented. And he was not ripping it up, but he was showing those talents in the Premier League for Bolton, who was just hovering around UEFA Cup position, really. And You always thought, okay, but why are you doing this for a mid-table side? Why are you not doing this? But he was that good that it was just like, well, as long as you're enjoying yourself. But he looked like he's enjoying himself. Keep doing it, innit? So, yeah,
Oh, good
probably.
old JJ, man. Javan?
I was gonna say Gerard for Bance, but Neeks already said it first. So
Wait. They say Jared for what? Bants?
for Bance, yeah.
What is bants? What's that? Is that some kind of what was bants?
Banter, like for Bance, for
yeah,
Liverpool,
sure.
he didn't. Oh boy, yeah. But I was gonna say, does Alan Shearer count?
I was thinking Alan Shearer just after Neeks finished. I was like, I should have said Shearer. Yeah.
It's a mixture, yes. Newcastle.
Because
Because
I was thinking about Newcastle at the time.
Like this.
Remember, they were fighting for a Premier League
Yeah.
title, but
Yeah, but Alan
no,
Shearer has gone down as the greatest striker possibly in Premier League history. And Newcastle at no point were the best side in the Premier League.
yeah.
At no point. And especially while he was there. Because when we chased him down, he wasn't there, was he? I don't believe he was.
Blackburn. He was a Blackburn.
Blackburn, yeah.
Blackburn.
A big side either. I don't
it's like 40 goals in one season.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good shout. Alan Shearer is a good shout.
So Javan, who are you saying?
I'm gonna say Shearer because I don't think Newcastle is at that level. So I'm gonna say Shearer. I just wanted to just clarify with you guys because at the time, obviously, they were challenging. So
All right. So from whimsical thoughts, other than Maradona, Hope and Devo, who's your most favorite player ever played for in Syria? Also, please rank based on your preference. Lippi, Capello, and Sachi. So other than Maradona,
Sacchi.
who's your
R9.
for me, R9, yeah.
R9.
Like R9 at Inter
easy.
was a flipping alien. And if I was to see, I don't know that much about Sachi, so it's hard. But for me, I would rank Lippi over Capello purely for that World Cup that he did.
Same. Yeah, Sacchi was just a little bit before my time. I'd go Lippi over Capello purely for the World Cup as well. But Capello was a bad boy manager as well. The Capello we saw at England is not the same guy.
No. He was. From tactical
Cristiano is the most talented.
what's more important for you in football, the process or the result? Ooh, someone wants to go scientific. If we take Real Madrid has won 3 CLs on lock and spectacular performance by Ajax last year, who will be more remembered by? What? We remember by people. Do you agree that result is just a byproduct of process?
very good question.
See, it's a good question. At the end of the day, the result is paramount. The result is what matters more
Don't
than
they both
anything
go
else.
hand in hand?
No. Because the process doesn't. I think what he's saying is the process in terms of a stylistic view. So Ajax, for example, play really good football.
Oh, yeah.
Process. Do you know what I mean? In that terms. Whereas the result is what matters. The process obviously is important because without the process, you're not going to get to the result. But there's so many different ways to get to that result. But the result will always remain the same. The result is to win. That's the most important thing. No matter how you get there, the most important thing is that W at the end of the game.
Basically, 1982 Brazil, they were the best team there. But really, at the end of the day, we talk about who won the World Cup, Italy. As good as that Brazil team was,
So
we still
the
talk
result
about
is
Italy.
always the most important.
Yes, so I mean,
The result is always the most important.
it's at the end of the day, this is a results business. Like, of course, we like to see good football and everything, but this is you don't go
who
out
decides
there
what
with
is
the
good
aim of
football?
playing great football. You go out there to try and win the trophy.
But
So go on.
what defines good football?
Well, that's
Just because you're passing the ball around and you
opinion.
look really nice.
Good football is winning football. In reality.
Yeah.
No, but most people, as in the majority of people will say the football that Brazil Hoka Bonito play, or the football that is technical with passing and offensive. More people will say that is good football than not. So I'm just going. So this is just the majority. So it doesn't mean that it is in and of itself, but the majority of people prefer to watch a Hoga Benito Brazil, a Gegenpress Dortmund, or a Tiki Taka Pep Spain Barcelona. So
Yeah.
All right.
Can I just say, there's a bit of a slight again. There's a bit of a slight dig
go
there
for it.
because if we take Real Madrid, they've won 3
Man
Champions
said
League
on luck.
on luck. They didn't win it on luck. They won
Yes,
it
I know.
because they
you don't
were.
win in a row on luck, man. No, you don't. That's no, sorry.
I didn't even see that there. That's
It is
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yes, sir. Any decent player that plays for City. What do you mean? I don't understand.
What?
You need to
What?
explain what I mean. Quarterly Awesome says Champions League is finally here. Hashtag pray for Lebanon. Bro,
Yeah, that was messed up, man.
case in points, don't place ammonium nitrate next to anything. Just saying.
Messed up.
That is wild. To everyone, was Hazard ever a top 5 player? Yes. I represent
Chelsea?
everyone. Yes, he was.
At Chelsea, maybe.
In the
Yes,
Premier League,
I
yes.
said yes, he was. I
In
represent
the
everyone.
Premier League, yes, of course, yeah.
Top 5 players in West London. I agree. Top 5 Belgian players.
Look, man, worry about Europa League, Jerry. Worry about Europa League. Europa.
At least we got European football to worry about.
Europa, beg. Worry about Europa, my friend. Go for last. Go for last. Look your mouth like this. Go for Europa. From forward, if you could ask one football manager stroke player a question, who would it be and what is the question? This is easy. And this is good. For me, I'm going to say 2, manager and player. Mourinho, I would ask Mourinho, how were you able to change the world of football and how were you able to change how people viewed managers and being a GOAT? And my question for a player would be R9. I say R9. And this is what I wish I could, I just pray that I can answer this. R9, did you realize how good you were? Because I don't think you do. So I just said to R9, did you realize that at your peak, did you realize how good you were, or you were oblivious to the kinds of things that you were doing on the pitch? So that's what I would ask.
I'd ask Ferguson, did he mean to kick the boot in Beckham's face? I need to know.
That is one.
And for a player?
Oh, is a player as well? All right, come back.
Let's do manager.
Ask Beckham how it felt to have the boot kicked in his face. Who would I ask? You know, I would ask as a player, I'd ask Eyal Berkovic. I don't know if you remember him.
Oh, yeah.
Eyal Berkovic, what he said to John Hartson to make him kick him in the face like that.
No. There is no...
Because
I don't think there's anything that could be said.
You can't kick a man in the face like that, and that's your teammate, unless he said
Do you know ever since I saw... I remember when they saw the image in the newspaper. I said that, how barbaric must you be to kick someone with a football boot in the face? Ever since
the man was on his knees.
Bro, you're a brute.
The man was on his knees. He volleyed him in the face. It's wild, crazy.
You know what I would ask Zidane exactly what was going through his head at the moment he was walking off the field. Not when he did a headbutt, because obviously he was angry at the time he did the headbutt. But when he was walking off the field, knowing this is a World Cup final, I have let my whole country down.
You know what?
Or was he like, you know what? I did what I had to do.
No. I believe that he would say that, bro, because again, I think just when you look at how Zidane operates and how his character was, he would say that. Because remember, I think Zidane at his core is Algerian. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really, and I think he actually has lived in Spain more and been more connected with Spain more than France. He's never really been a France guy. So I think he's been more closer to his Algerian roots and maybe even Spain than France. So for him, it's like, bro, who cares? No, you took me out of retirement. I didn't even want to come here. So I'm doing you as a favor. So he'd be like, this flipping Materazzi guy set that up. I'm like, man, screw you. World Cup, who gives a damn? Because I'm not France. So
yeah.
Evan?
For me, it will be what Mourinho. I'll ask what Mourinho whispered or spoke to Conte about in that 4-0 loss. And the question I'll ask to the player is, Pogba, what were the words that were exchanged with Mourinho on that training ground session where he gave him that dirtiest look ever? Because they were all covering like this, so we couldn't see nothing. So I want to know those two things.
No. Actually, no. Giovanni reminded me of something. I would want to know what Mourinho whispered to Pep's ear when Thiago Motta got sent off. Because remember, when he got sent off, he just goes to Pep, and Pep is like, I want to know what he said.
I'll tell you what he said. Mourinho said, checkmate. Listen, that red card was the worst thing Barca ever done. The worst thing.
Busquets did it. It was like
Busquets.
Yeah, he's a dirty.
And it's
sick.
At that moment, the tie was lost for Barca because Inter said, "Thou shalt not pass." I know they passed once, but
thou shalt not pass, man. Yeah, good question, everything. So from Siabonga Mathenjua, who says, HH, can you give us a really good and detailed explanation of why Cristiano isn't considered the GOAT, taking into account what he has achieved as a player? I won't give a detailed explanation because we are on a roll. All I will say is, it's my choice. It's my view. It is what it is. Deal with it. I will not change my view. So let's move on. Guys, just deal with it, man. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not changing my view. Deal with it. From Footy Wizard. Hey, I like the visuals. What player do you think when you see this? So obviously this is that's better. So what player do you think when you see this? So this performances against your club, performances against.
Can I go first?
Go for it.
Shane Long. Shane Long, literally, I think Shane Long, about 70% of his goals over the last 3 seasons have been against us. And I'm not just saying that as a joke. I think that's an actual fact. Around that amount of the goals he scored the last 3 or 4 seasons, about 70% of them against us. He doesn't score against anyone else. He went 2 years without scoring a goal. That's how shit he is. He scores against us every time. Charlie Austin's another one. Loves a goal against the Arsenal.
Is there a guy who is focused on Chelsea?
I was thinking team.
I don't think there's a. Oh no! Oh, you know what? I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it back to the 90s, and this is why I love Chelsea. So Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, they'll be up for it. Let Chelsea travel to Bradford City. Do you know who would always score? Dean Winders. I don't know how young some of you guys are. Put Dean Winders against Chelsea, he's getting at least a brace. At least a brace. So Dean Winders at Bradford City were always going against back in the day, Dean Winders. Yeah, Dean Winders.
It's a tough one for me because I think a lot of the players who were scoring against us all the time were generally ballers. Like Aguero always.
Didn't Adebayor have a good record against him, or was it just that one season?
Yeah, but Adebayor scored quite a few goals though.
Right.
So,
who was like Ferdinand? Ferdinand used to score against us.
Yeah.
Fowler used to score against us.
But these are
everyone. So it would be rude for me to put them. Because I was thinking like team, and I was like Everton, for example. Everton used to cause us the most problems. They used to cause us the most problems. Even Newcastle, when they weren't who they were, they used to cause us. Like we used to get tonked 5-0 by them. Like on a normal, it was ridiculous. But as a player, I don't know. It's a bit. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit tough to think of one player. I know when I was playing Football Manager, Kevin Doyle used to always score against you.
That's literally the same thing that I was going to say, Neeks.
And they were like, championship team.
Oh no! It's like you know one of the worst things is when you're playing Football Manager and everything, and it's like 1-1, and then you're like, please, and then it's like 92, 94, 97, and just see, and it's obviously of the other team who've obviously, you're like, really?
And they haven't scored all season.
And these guys have not scored. Basically, there are times when I want to just take my laptop and just smack it. I say, because, and always, whenever it's like 93, 94, And you have to put it in the 97th minute just to piss me off that, man, you considered it in the 97th minute. I'm like, what? First of all, there wasn't even 7 minutes added on time. But, okay, why couldn't they score in the 93rd?
Realistic.
Why the 97th
realistic.
minute just to make me even more angry?
Well, you've got to teach your team to play to the final whistle. That's the problem.
You know, you used to score.
No, don't do that. Once it's 1-1, I am doing men behind the ball, long ball, route one. I'm putting 5 at the back. They still score.
You got to get on the training field and sort it out. You know, play whistle to whistle. That's bad management.
Duncan Ferguson for Everton, he used to cause us problems.
Or Big Dunk.
Big Dunk.
He used to cause us problems. That's my choice.
All right.
I
Let's
can't
just
think
hit
of one,
some of
so
these.
we'll go on to the next one.
Chikorito.
So from HH, why do you give Drogba more props than Czech in the CL 2012? Because Drogba came clutch with the clutch equalizer and the winning penalty. But Czech was also good as well. But it is what it is. From my side, who is your favorite player that didn't play for your club? For me, it's Willian. It was Di Maria before he came to United. Snake, Hash, Ruiz, Messi. Favorite player that didn't play for your club?
Oh man.
Oh yeah, R9.
Yeah, it's. I'm just gonna say R9 because I can't think of anyone right now. But
Ronaldo.
mm.
I'm gonna say Neymar.
Damn.
Neymar, wow.
Okay.
I would
All
love
right,
to have Neymar at
so
the club.
Marvel's at HH, why don't you bash Robin? Wait, why doesn't anybody just send me things like HH, you're lovely, you're nice, your hairline is great? Everything is so antagonistic. HH, why don't you bash Robin for bottling that pen for the Chelsea in the 2012 UCL? Because he won a flipping treble and he's one of the greatest players, greatest individuals of all time. Facts, I'm sorry. All right. From Daniel Jones Ortega. Buenos dias, amigo. What are your opinions on Moneyball and how Liverpool FSG have focused a lot on statistics and data analysis over the last few years? How important is data analysis in football? Interesting. But before I answer this, Brad Pitt was not that great in the film. Great concept. I would think Brad Pitt is an overrated actor. So I think that if they picked a better actor, it would have been a better film. But Brad Pitt, for me, is one of the most overrated actors of all time. But saying that, I think that, look, you have to evolve. You know, there is so much. Basically, 2 things. You have to evolve. There is now a lot more data at your disposal than there were back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, or early 2000s. And you would be foolish if you're an institution and not use this data that's going to help you. But at the same time, you have to have a balance. There is a balance between data analysis and football intuition. So yes, use that data as a good, as just having knowledge that, okay, I have this and it's a good basis to have. But you cannot base everything based on data because the numbers can lie. Because the beauty about football is that football isn't NBA or NFL, which is so heavily about stats. There is a beauty about the subjectivity of football, and there are things that can't be put into numbers or data. And there is just something that you can see in a player where this guy has intangibles. Intangibles can't be put down on a data sheet. Intangibles are intangibles. Like for me, Bale is an intangible player where he can just produce something out of nothing. So you may say, okay, he's out of form. He's not too good now. His body weight, stroke mass, and his XG, FG, BLG. Okay, cool. But still, he can produce something amazing out of nothing. So I think you have to just have a balance between having the data to help, not guide or control, help inform you, but combine that with footballing intuition and just knowing when someone can do something. So
I think I don't disagree with what you said, but I think in this day and age, statistics and data analytics is much more heavily necessary, because I think the way that footballs move, not that it's no longer a technical game, but it's so much more a physical game than it used to be. So the need to have players who can run, for long and press and yeah, the necessity to be at a peak optimum fitness wasn't there 20, 30 years ago. We know about the types of players that, you know, Wenger met when he joined Arsenal. We know the lifestyle that the likes of George Best were living whilst they were winning Ballon d'Ors and those kind of things. You couldn't get away with that in this day and age. You really couldn't. You will get found out at the highest level much quicker than you would 30, 40 years ago. And I think the way that football's moving, you can kind of weed out players based on a lot of data analysis in terms of fitness, pressing ability, etc. But of course, now if everyone weeds out all those players, you still have to separate those players who have made it through the net, you might say, and then that's where you might say the eye test comes into it, the ability to these things that can't be measured by data. Gareth Bale's match winning ability, Cristiano Ronaldo's mentality to win a game and to come up trumps time and time again. You can't measure that with data. That's something that's internal and inbuilt that you can only see and witness by actually watching a player.
Yeah, I think you can just look at Liverpool's success and that will give you the answer to show you how important statistics and data analysis is at the moment, because it's going to take a lot of research to see the kind of players that will fit in Liverpool's system, because they need to know that this player can run for a certain amount, play 3 games in a week, and still be fit enough to go ahead and play after that. Collecting all this data on how much value is in a player if they play, say they're 26 and they're at a certain fitness peak. Are they going to be able to maintain that for the next 2-3 years of their contract? All of that is data that's going to be crunched, numbers are going to be crunched, and then they'll give you the final answer. And a lot of clubs are using this data in terms of their transfers and their contract dealings, because if you have a player who has an injury history, for example, you're going to look at the data of the injuries and see, is this a muscle injury? Is this a recurring injury? Was it a one-off? Blah, blah, blah. All of that is data. That's all stats. You're not just going to go, that player is a good player, and sign him because he's a very good footballer, but he can't play because he's injured all the time. You're not going to do that. So it goes hand in hand. I agree with what you're saying. You have to look into the data and the stats and analysis and all of that. It's vital to football at the moment. But at the same time, football is a game where ability shines through. So it's hand in hand.
Yeah, it does go hand in hand, because I agree with that. Because if you look at Liverpool's midfield, you would say there are teams with better midfield players on the eye as well. So it goes to show stats and data does help Liverpool. It has helped Liverpool because they went out and bought players. The recent signings have all been really good for them. Look at Andy Robertson. No one would have thought anything of him when that team got relegated that he came from. Was it Hull? I'm correct,
Yeah.
Hull?
Yeah.
You would be like, oh, what's this signing? And look who he is now. Fabinho took his time to come in, but look at him now. You just look at, they have made really good signings. Van Dijk, Alisson, they've all. It's not been like, okay, he's a really good player. He played really good for that team. We're gonna buy him. It's not like that. You have to have these things in it. You have to look at these things when you sign a player now, because of with especially how everyone can now have analysis on players. There's lots of video replays, so you now need to look and see, is this player really worth the money? Because before, you can buy a player, there's not a lot of stats or videos on them, so they couldn't go and analyze them much, and then they'll be really good. But now, if a player comes out, he has a good season, there's going to be so much people analyzing him, getting data. That's why some players, they play really good one season, next season it's very hard for them to do that. Same with teams as well, because stats and data right now is running football. In terms of, it helps because the data is so easily accessible. So it is very important to have it. Very.
Okay. Come on, let me just. What the fuck? So yeah, just quick super chat that I missed. So Hakeem says R9 difference gravy doing step overs at full speed. Yep, dude was absolutely insane. Absolutely flipping insane. Huh, okay. This is interesting. So, question here from Cloud Svarossi. Who will win the Europa League?
Not last.
You know, you should be embarrassed for even celebrating that win. Lask.
At least we don't get conked 3-0 in Europe. At home.
Ooh.
Okay,
Shots
Europa,
fired.
Europa League,
You
Can I
talk
just say,
about has our little European
Europa League,
trophy,
Europa League.
has
Can I
a
just say,
European.
When is the last time you won a CL? When is the last time you won a CL? There we go. Two Champions Leagues in 20 years, but they call him the GOAT of
God,
managers.
don't start that again.
So speaking of yes, so
How
Dev,
many-
so
Yeah.
how
who in the
many-
Europa
So
League?
I'm
Dev,
just gonna
who's
say-
in the Europa League. So who do you think is strongest?
I'm not gonna give the same answer that I gave to the bookies because I don't want to jinx myself. So I'm gonna say either Sevilla or Inter Milan.
Pick one.
Either Sevilla or Inter Milan.
Neeks.
Man United is winning it. I don't understand what this nonsense is about. Man United are winning it. Now, Sevilla are going to be, I would say, the toughest team. I don't. I think if we get to the final and beat Inter and play Inter Milan, I think we'll win. Sevilla for me in the semis,
Lukaku winner.
beating Roma. Well, that's the reason. It's possible, isn't it? It's possible, but Inter are a decent team. Inter are a decent team, but I think Sevilla, if they can get through, obviously they're going to play Wolves. It looks like in the quarters, we're going to play Copenhagen. That for me. So this is Sevilla.
What kind of competition is this? Wait, you're playing Copenhagen what in the quarters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
You're
Man
playing
United.
Copenhagen in the quarterfinals.
Man United always get the easiest draws in Europe. Man United have
Copenhagen.
had the easiest draws in Europe.
Wait, look at Chelsea's run when they won it last year.
Yeah.
Manchester United.
You like had that easy.
Manchester United. Copenhagen.
Man United always get the easy draws in Europe.
Copenhagen.
Always.
Copenhagen.
When you're a huge team, everyone's an easy draw, isn't it? What can I say?
Look, okay, so Javan, who's winning the Europa League?
Oh, Inter Milan.
I am gonna go with Sevilla. Sevilla gonna win the Europa
Manchester
League.
United close second, but yeah, I'm gonna.
Sevilla are the toughest side that I think we can play in there. They're very, and this is their trophy. This is their competition.
Yeah.
All right,
They
let's get through this. Let's have a few. Let's get through these questions. Truly Gomez. Are you Truly Gomez? When you guys were younger, what football positions did you guys play? And were you ever close to making it?
Well, we know how to play in every position on the field.
They
So
play everywhere.
God sake, can a man answer the question? The heck? Let me answer the question, man.
I used to
when I was
I'm
younger,
all right back. If you ever
man, hey, shush your mouth, man. Close your Femi la boots. Okay.
Femela Boots. It's Femela Boosh.
Femi la bouche.
Femela Boots.
When you guys were younger, what football was? So I was always a central midfielder. That was my main position. So, but sometimes I always used to have this this white coaches were very stereotypical because I was one of the fastest in the school. They automatically showed me on the wing. I bricked it up and they realized, oh, this guy can actually play in central midfield. So central midfield, I liked playing that because that was where all the football is being played. You can pass, you can create, you can dictate play and all that stuff. And close to making it, basically, my closest was when I was in Geneva, in Switzerland. There was this tournament called the Tribune de Genève, which was like a thingy. And so we played it and all that kind of stuff. So after I left Switzerland, a letter was sent because they wanted like kids from like 10, so I think it was like from 10 years old, 10 to 11 to play in this like exhibition game against like Servette FC. I think it was either for Servette or playing for a team against Servette FC in Switzerland. So, but then I'd already left Geneva by the time that happened. So that's the closest that I got. So yeah. That's my story.
I mean, realistically, no, I was never close to making it. If we understand what really making it means, it's going to be.
Yeah.
I played for clubs, Leighton, youth, and I've gone to tournaments abroad. I've won player the tournaments and that kind of stuff. But no, I've never. To be fair, I didn't really go through a path to really get that close to making it. Like I didn't really do the whole trials and those kind of stuff. Not that it wasn't an interest, but I mean, if I was, it would be up to my parents, isn't it? So there's only so much you can do when you're that young. But I was always in every team that was going, wherever I was, in school, college, uni, etc. But for me, my positions was right wing. Right wing was my main position growing up. I was quick. I got like when it comes to athletics, I got loads of medals for that. Always short distance. So right wing was my main position, and I was a very, very good goalkeeper. Even though 5'10", I would have been like a Barthez in goal if I was ever making goal. But the player of the tournaments awards I'm talking about that I got were from being in goal. And I think realistically, if I was to make it, it would have been in goal because as good as I might have been on right wing, there were better men out there than me. Men who were maybe quicker, more skillful. I was quick, to be fair. Maybe not quicker, but more skillful. Probably could put in a better cross. But I was very quick. That gave me the edge out there. But in goal, I was a beast in goal, you know. People were calling me up like, "Oh, you still playing goal? I need someone for my team." Like all that kind of stuff. We would lose games sometimes. It could be a 4-0. I'm the man to match because I just saved like 16 shots.
Wow, your team must have been terrible.
What the different teams I played for, like not just in school. So we need a goalkeeper. When it's done, the opposition coming up to me, boy, keeper, man, you saved them, man, because their striker should be
still lost 4-0.
No, listen. I remember I was playing down at Marsh Lane in Leighton. My cousin, my stepbrother called me up. Was like, I need a goalkeeper. Went down there. We lost the game. It was 4-something. So I conceded 4 goals. Their striker probably had about 6 one-on-ones. And I think in the end, he scored like 1 goal where he lobbed it over me. But at the end of the game, the opposition and one of the guys that I went to school with, they're like, "Can you come play for our team?" I'm like, "Nah, man, this is my brother's team, man. I can't just leave." Like that's how good I was in goal at the time. So, but no, I never was really good.
I see a bit of a trend because I started at right midfield, right wing. Same reason I was quick. I was like, when I started playing, I was playing at like the under 7s, and I was like the only player who could cross the ball, like lift the ball into the box. No one else could kick the ball that far.
The ground.
You know what I mean, so I was taking all the free kicks and then corners and everything because I was the only player who could kick the ball that far. So I was like shooting from outside the box. No one else was doing that. And then gradually I went into central midfield as I got a bit older. And then when I was 15, me and my cousin went to an Arsenal training camp. So there's all these players from around the area, and we was the only 2 from like South London. Went to this training camp. And when we got there, they asked everyone where they play. And everyone was like, up front, put a hand up. Midfield, put a hand up. So I was like, I'm a defender. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'm a defender because I wanted to get seen. Never played defense in my life. I won defender of the tournament. These scouts from Colchester took my details and that. And then when they called me, I was out. My mum didn't take the guy's number or nothing. Back then, it weren't like a thing where you could Google someone. Do you know what I mean? Didn't take no details. She's like, some brother from Colchester called you. I was like, you didn't take his number? I was like, what, am I your secretary? Never made it. Never made it. But I was also a bad boy goalkeeper as well. I played in goal after. As I got older, I went in goal and that. And I've literally played everywhere on the football pitch. I'm not just doing a HH. I've played everywhere on the pitch. Left back, right back.
No, it's like I don't know what it is. The only positions I've played are striker, central midfield, right wing, right back. That's it.
I played everywhere.
I remember.
So I was never a central defender. I was never left back, left wing.
For me, I was too. I was too short to be a centre. I'm 5'10" now, but if you were a centre back, you need to be 6 foot plus. So for me, I would never have been a centre back. One time, when I was in school, actually, they put me up front, and it wasn't happening. And I said to the guy who was right wing, I was like, "You go up front, I'm going in on right wing. It's not happening." Them centre backs there, they're too big for me. I'm not winning no headers. I'm not. All right.
Javen, what about you?
For me, it will be goalkeeper. That's the only position I've played. I've tried other positions, but yeah, we'll leave it as there. But goalkeeper,
What?
other positions I was not great at, but I was at one point I was a very decent goalkeeper. Kicking maybe 0, but every distribution, everything else was great, and reactions was very great. I used to take some for the team. Oh, playing in John Loughborough on those concrete. Oh,
All right,
because I was so
let's
short.
You got to be a madman to be a goalkeeper as well.
And because I was short, I had to do a lot of just jumping really high, getting onto it, and landing on that concrete. Listen, let's see, boy.
All right.
Good times, man.
Do you think we would ever see a female manager coach in the men's game? I don't know why we can't. Now, will we ever? I don't know, but I don't see why. See,
I think we will.
you see, we'll never have a female player. Will never play in the men's game. That will never happen. But I hope we do.
You say that.
Manager
You say that, but a player was just given. I think it's in Holland or Germany. A female player was just given permission to join a men's team in the 4th division. I think it's in Holland.
I think you're right.
So yeah, I think it's coming. It's coming, but I do think we'll see a female coach. Manager might take a bit longer, but female coach, I think we will. There was a manager in one of the French lower leagues, who a female manager, but she didn't last very long. I think they only gave her a couple months.
It's such a hard, because I guess when it comes to men and women are so different, just in terms of the way they express themselves and all that kind of stuff. And I guess the average woman may not be able to deal with that. The average woman. But if you've got a female coach who's grown up through the men's game, so the badges and getting all the experience through the men's game, then yeah, they can become one. But you couldn't get like a female coach who's been coaching all the females forever, nothing to do with the men's game, and then plonk her as a manager of a men's team. It's a complete different reality, completely different education. They'll have to really rise through the ranks in reality.
Javine?
I don't think we will, because just the reality is the world that we live in. Some things just take a while to catch up. Only recently we're getting female lineswomen, and they're still subject to the name calling. So
Sexism.
Yeah. So for me personally, I don't think it will happen. Mainly because of the world that we live in. I would love to see it. It'll be good, because obviously, like you said, they think differently. So we could end up seeing some good new tactical changes, seeing football played in a different way. But unfortunately, we won't see it. We're still struggling to get black managers. So when are we gonna when are we gonna get female managers?
Yeah.
All right. Now this is I find this question a bit rude, personally. See, now for me, Bartes. First of all, I find this very rude. I think this is a very cheeky question. But Bartes, can we not agree that Bartes is in goal?
Bartes, yeah.
Stam has to be in defense.
100%. Roberto Carlos left back.
Roberto Carlos left back. Stam. Who else is bald? Cannavaro shaved his head at one point.
True. Yeah, he did shave his head.
Thuram, LeBeuf, they were both bald.
Nah, not LeBeuf. Was Thuram bald, or was he did he have short hair?
No, man, Thuram was bald.
He was bald at the point. No, he was bald.
All right, Thuram right back.
He put Thuram right back, and who did you have as a centre back?
Stam
Cannavaro went bald.
Cannavaro
went.
Midfield. Kante, yeah.
Cambiasso was a very good deal.
Cambiasso was good as well.
Cambiasso.
Two holdings, Zidane, Cam.
Zidane.
Does it count if you shave off, if you go bald, or do you actually have to be it?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I'm
no, no,
hoping
no.
it
If
counts
you
if you
shave, it
shave.
still
Yeah.
counts. If you shave, it still counts.
Yeah.
Well,
So
then there's
obviously,
David Silva because he went bald for one bit.
so look at R9 for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
R9?
And I'm
Yeah,
a fan.
Anand was
R9
bald
was never
in
bald.
Inter.
R9 was never bald.
No, he just he had that bit at the front, didn't he? He
Yeah,
had the
but
bit at the front, so he
R9
weren't
was
bald.
never bald. R9 was never bald. No.
Wait, Robin.
Well, no, wait.
Robin.
Robin, yeah, Robin.
Man said,
Right, and on the left then.
There must be. I can't think of any bald players right now.
Ashley Young. Ashley Young.
I'm not putting Ashley Young in no team.
Ah!
Hell no.
Did Kante get? Did you
Anand
guys
was
say
bald.
Kante? I
No,
didn't
no,
even
Yeah,
hear.
yeah, say Kante.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
Yeah.
At Inter Milan, Anand was bald.
Was it?
Bro,
What, bald? Or just level 1, level 2?
okay, well, it's like a level 1-ish.
Yeah, Kante's bald.
Yeah,
Kante's
Kante's bald.
black head bald.
Okay,
I
so
think-
it has to be like skin
Have
then.
a haircut.
So it has to be a skinhead.
I'm talking skin.
Mm.
Anelka, yes, Anelka. Anelka,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Henri.
Henri did go bald.
If he
Later,
went bald. Henri
Yeah.
went bald.
Henry on the left.
Henri
Robin,
on the left. We could put Henri on the left.
yeah, Robin on the right, and Anelka up front.
Mm.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's your bald
Wait,
11.
was Seedorf bald at any point? Like proper bald?
Yes, he was.
He was.
He was.
Yeah.
When he was at AC Milan in his
Yeah.
older years, he was bald. Yeah.
Seedorf should go in there.
Would
Take
Seedorf,
out
yeah.
Would you say
Take out
Cambiasso?
Cambiasso. Take out Cambiasso. Have Kante, Seedorf, and
You can't say Seedorf. Oh, that's a
That's
midfield,
nice.
man.
That's nice.
That is a bit. Look, man, those sauce bald people, man. We can do a little something, man.
I'd help the manager.
All right. So let's just deal with these super chattes. All right. Where are we at? Okay. From okay, let's see. So top 5 best dribblers of all time.
We did this last week.
Neymar. I'll stop with Neymar. Well, best that's just because you're a Neymar freaking fanboy. Okay. You have to look at R9. You've got to look at Dino. You've got to put Messi in there. You've got to, you know what? Figo. Figo was an extremely good dribbler. Okocha for sure. Hey, all these guys are better than Neymar, man. Yeah. Okocha, Dino, R9, Messi, Figo. Yeah.
Ronaldo. Mm-hmm.
It's Cristiano.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
we did this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did this last week.
Yeah, we did. So, why is Bill left out of the Real Madrid squad? Lord knows.
Because he wants to play golf.
No, apparently he left out.
Because there's a
He
big
asked to
golf.
be left out.
There's a big golf tournament with the man then, and
So,
he wants to go play
he's
golf.
he's on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, that's it. He's trying to. You know.
Oh, how
Shit.
Okay, so from sorry, let me move this up. This is from Whimsical Thoughts, who says, "Hope Devo and Neeks, please share the moment you decided to follow Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man U respectively. Also, name the 3 most important factors which you feel is special only for your club." Oh well, I think I've already mentioned it, which is Zola. Yeah, obviously, like growing up, my favorite color was blue. Now it's purple and pink as a combination. But Zola was no. Those are the colors of my character in Halo. But Zola was my favorite player growing up, and because Zola was my favorite player, I decided that Chelsea my team because I was so in love with. So Zola was a big reason.
Arsenal had the most black players when I was growing up, so I supported Arsenal.
I can't remember the moment that I started supporting Man United, but I know that
You wanted glory because you're a glory hunting. What? What?
I know that the White York.
What? No. I didn't say anything. I didn't say
I know you
anything.
did. That's how I'm talking. I know
I didn't
that.
say anything. I didn't say anything.
I know that when the White York joined, so I would have been 7, 8 at the time. 7? Yeah, 7 at the time. That kind of cemented. If I was ever in doubt, obviously me being half Trini and him being from Trinidad, and he was best friends with he is best friends with Brian Lara as well. So all of that, I was like, yeah, Man United is definitely the team for me. Even though I'll probably start to be on a couple years before that.
Javan, why did you start supporting Chelsea?
Well, my name wasn't in that list, innit? So I don't know if I should answer.
What?
It said Devo, Neeks, and Have Hope.
I said Javan.
It did say that.
No, the question.
The question did say.
Oh,
They missed
you
me
went.
out the question.
Okay, but Javan, I am asking you now. Wow.
I know. I just wanted to throw a straw. I think I said it before in the dugout. Maybe I didn't. But I wasn't really into football growing up. And,
What?
This is common knowledge.
Javan, you're not supposed to reveal that on a show called
said
The
it many
Football
times.
Dugout.
Hold on, I'm trying to get to it.
Javan, you don't
Because Hope
reveal
don't
that.
listen. Hope
He
you
doesn't
don't
listen.
listen.
Clearly.
You say that in private.
He was playing. He was playing Kiss Chase.
I'm trying to
He was
tell
playing
you,
Kiss
it's a
Chase
good
in the playground while we
story.
were playing.
Okay, Javan. Okay,
It's a
just
good-
tell.
It's a good story.
Japan was playing Kiss Chase while we were playing football, and that's why he's got 2 kids.
Yeah, so guys, be careful how you
That is
say
not
this guy is
the
a father
story.
of 2 kids.
That is not the story. But yeah,
Hopefully
I was
they're
playing.
yours.
The kids are mine. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Let's move, innit? Next.
Okay, look, let's move. So, Los Conchers says Sevilla touched Roma today. They're Europa League merchants. I told you, man, those guys are quality, man. Those guys are quality. From Yasser
Where did they
Sanyi.
finish in La Liga? So where did they finish in La Liga?
4th, I think.
Yeah, 4th. And Loptik is the manager, yeah. From Said says that, which is more embarrassing? Arsenal tend to aggregate to Bayern or Chelsea soon to be 7-0 on aggregate? Imagine not scoring a single goal in a tie. Shame. Said,
Can I just
how
say,
about we wait until the match concludes before spouting up this trash? Thank
Can I
you.
just say the 10-2 is highly embarrassing. I'm not taking anything away from that. But the manner in which the game actually turned from the red card that probably shouldn't have been a red card, which happens to us all the time. We were on top against Bayern Munich till Koscielny got sent off, and then it just went to shit.
Okay, but still, 10-2.
But still, 10-2 is highly embarrassing. Yeah.
So Silver Spring says, I think this might be breaking news. Ledley King is the new Spurs assistant coach.
Yeah, I saw that.
Interesting.
Good for them.
Armchair critic. Football would die a death when they do. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Armchair critic again says
the female
top
when the
5 is always Messi, R9 Maradona, George Best, and Dini. I think this is in the
Is that eye test? Is that eye test?
Oh, is that eye test?
Talk about his good friend George Best, reminiscing about the old days.
Guys, look, maybe eye test is 70 years old. You never know.
Yeah.
Armchair critic says that predictions for both matches tomorrow. Devo,
Who's playing tomorrow? Who's playing tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow?
It's what's it called? Oh, why was his screen black? Oh, I think he's stuck. It's Real Madrid against Man City, Juventus against
that dead competition that you like talking about.
Predictions.
Man City, yeah, Man City will go through on away goals, and Juventus will go through.
Juven?
Juve and Real Madrid.
Okay. And from Just Person says that without Abrahamovich, Chelsea were West Ham level small club. Just Beston.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, look.
That's common knowledge.
Look, Beston, just worry about Europa League. Relax. I know you're in the Europa League. Okay. Just worry about that and just enjoy that. Guys, thank you for coming through and joining us with us here today. But remember, guys, support us on the Football Dugout. Patreon.com/Football Dugouts /Football Dugouts. The link is in the description box below. Support us. Shout out to the guys who are already patrons already. Please, guys, we need your support. It would be lovely if you could come in there, support us, and in return, we will give you that exclusive access and extra content as a thank you for supporting, which is the up-and-coming best football show in the world, the Football Dugout. Guys,
I got a question.
Oh god.
Yeah, I got a question. When are you lot watching the Nelka documentary?
Oh yeah, I need to find time for that.
Yeah, I need to find time. Like, I'll probably watch it either late tonight or tomorrow, or before the games tomorrow. But I know I have heard things because I really want to watch that.
Trying to get
So
it on
either
Plex.
late tonight or tomorrow.
Gonna put that on Plex probably this tonight or so, and I'll give it a watch sometime soon.
Wait,
I don't know, man.
have
I'm
you
gonna
seen?
hopefully tomorrow, but I don't know.
Wait, Neeks, have you seen it?
No, I haven't. I've just heard good things about it so far. I expected good things.
Oh no, yeah. Look, the guy was was one of those guys. All right, guys.
Let's sulk.
Yeah.
No. Basically, I just hope that they address the Arsenal thing and what happened and the truth of what happened behind that. Because I think wasn't it his brother that was involved in
His
that?
brother was his agent, innit?
Yeah.
So his brother was like, "These lot are gonna pay you, bro. You gotta go."
Have you done a Chelsea Bayern preview?
Guys, thank you very much for joining us.
I want to support the dugout. I want to support Have Hope Football Hub.
The link is in the description box below. Remember, the Football Dugout, we also have a Twitter as well. You can follow us on Twitter as well. I think it's at FB Dugout, and also you can follow
TFB Dugout.
TFB. Can you put a text up?
So Football Dugout was taken.
Put text up. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Put a
So
text
TFB Dugout. So
and if you
follow
know
us
who's
on
got the
Twitter and all
Football
that
Dugout,
stuff. Guys,
then you harassed him.
I'm starving. I need to put some food in the oven. I know.
Listen.
But quickly, wait. Before you go, put the Twitter in the box where it says support dugout so people can see it.
There you go. That's
put
why
what?
he's the engineer. The link to the Twitter.
Put the
put
link
in the description.
You know where it says support football dugout,
Yeah.
patreon.com/football dugout. Put at, the football TFB.
So at TFP Dugout.
Yeah.
TFB Dugout.
And also, I hope I'm gonna go get my meal. I expect to come back and see your preview ready, locked and loaded for Chelsea versus Bayern. I'm ready. The comeback of Francis.
Neeks, first of all, why does your voice sound like you're on the Baghdad front line? That's the first.
I am. I'm always on the front line.
Second of all, leave me and my white magic that I'm going to be engaging in Friday nights alone. Okay, I'm working on something. White magic. I'm working on some white magic for Saturday night. Guys, peace out. Stay true. I'm starving. Stay real. Adioso.
Peace.